to survive a war with little to no hope. That's what Winston Churchill prevented from happening. Churchill served as Prime Minister of Great Britain during World War II, and before that he served in the military. For us, it's a little hard to comprehend why people wouldn't have a lot of hope during the war. And that's because back in the day, they fought wars a lot closer together to where their country was, and nowadays we fight them thousands of miles away. So I'm going to show you how he contributed to society, but before we do that, we're going to talk about his early life a little bit. He served in the military and as a war correspondent at the same time, and he got posted all over the world in some pretty cool places. He eventually ended up leaving the military and becoming a full-time war correspondent, and then he went to South Africa to cover the Boer War, and while he was there he got captured and he helped some other people escape, and he would have won the Victoria Cross for it, but he was still a civilian at the time, so he wasn't eligible for the award, which is also considered to be Britain's highest military honor. And one of the cool places he got posted during his military service was Cuba. And after he got captured, he did join the military again very briefly, a part of the South African Light Horses Regiment. By about 1900, he had made his way back to England, where he became involved in politics. He joined the Conservative Party, and he went on speaking tours all over the country to get money and sort of make a living. And then in about 1904, he switched parties to the Liberal Party, which made a lot of the conservatives at the time very mad. But one of the good things about it is that as a liberal, he got appointed to a lot more positions. And one of those really important positions he got appointed to was the First Lord of the Admiralty. And while he was a part of that, it was during World War II, and he donated naval funds to make the tank, which is just a little interesting fact because the tank's a land weapon. So after that, he sort of got put on the back burner a little bit after that during politics, because no one really liked him because of his different political ideals. They didn't really fit in with any one party. But when World War II came around, that sort of all changed, and he got elected to be the Prime Minister. And during the war, he went around and he would give speeches to give hope to the people of Britain. And they ended up winning World War II. After the war, he got voted out of the Prime Minister's office. And then after that, he ended up being voted back in. Then he continued to do that until 1955. After 1955, he retired for about 10 years until he died. His retirement was pretty good, but it did have a few dark marks on it. During his retirement, he went on to take up painting. He was actually pretty good at it. He has some paintings in museums all across Britain. And one of the dark marks is that he had depression while he was retired. And then, as I said, about 10 years later, he died. And what I found pretty cool is that he had a state funeral, which is something that's usually reserved for like royalty, which I found pretty cool because not a lot of just average day people get to do that, have one of those. And overall, his life sort of prepared him through his military service and his politics to lead during World War II. So if he can spread hope, then you just need to remember that we can also spread hope. And if you think he can't, just remember that he started off as a soldier whenever he first started off.